Good morning.
Good morning to you.
You are listening to me clearly. I will be shortly change the agenda a little bit and talk about health, a health topic, a very interesting health topic, which occurred after COVID-19, this pandemic globally, and how the managers and the HR and the heads of companies and organizations may cope this with the new challenges in the working place. And I think it's important, and even in this day, your theme is different this day. I was yesterday to have this speech to you, but unfortunately, because of health problem of mine, it was difficult for me. But it is important to realize that work is culture. Affects very much our civilization. So my theme, I have to start sharing this presentation with you. I believe that you can see it right now. Can you see my presentation?
We can see it, but if you like to put it on a display mode, προβολή παρουσίασης.
Yes, I have it.
Or if you,
but maybe it's difficult.
Or if you restart it, if you share the display.
Yes, I know the process. That's maybe one more time. Maybe I have to close it.
I'm afraid I will have to ask Mr. Thanasias' assistance sometime with this instruction.
Standing by.
Standing
if you hear
by.
me, first you open the PowerPoint on your computer, and then you share the screen.
Mm-hmm.
No, first open the PowerPoint on your computer.
Yeah.
Ξεκινήστε το share screen και κάντε την οθόνη σας.
Ναι.
Και τώρα πατήστε full screen στην παρουσίαση. Είναι προβολή παρουσίασης.
Ναι, I'm doing it.
Δοκιμάστε αν θέλετε.
Αυτό
έχω επισημειώσει με κόκκινο κάτω δεξιά ένα διακόπτη. Δοκιμάστε να το πατήσετε.
Αυτό.
Εσείς είστε γκουρού.
Όταν κάνετε το share screen, επειδή πάλι δεν σας αφήνει, στην αρχή, στην πρώτη οθόνη που σας βγάζει, θα πατήσετε την πρώτη επιλογή, ξανακάντε το, την πρώτη επιλογή που λέει την οθόνη σας, το screen σας. Ωραία, και τώρα ξανακάντε full screen. Αλλιώς, δεξιά, 3 εικονίδια πιο δεξιά από εκεί που πήγατε να πατήσετε είναι. Το διπλανό, δεξιά.
Διπλανό, αυτό.
Αυτό. Είναι έτσι καλύτερα όταν κάνω zoom.
Εξακολουθούμε και βλέπουμε το περιβάλλον του PowerPoint του δικού σας.
Προβολή από την αρχή.
Θέλετε να δοκιμάσετε ένα F5, ίσως ακούσει.
Δεν έχει να κάνει, το ότι δεν την κάνει full screen έχει να κάνει με το zoom. Ότι αν δεν πατήσετε στο share screen...
Με το zoom έχει να κάνει, γιατί εγώ κάνω αυτό ακριβώς.
Ακριβώς. Όταν πατήσετε το share screen, θα πατήσετε το screen σας. Αν δεν πατήσετε screen και μετά share και πατήσετε το PowerPoint, δεν θα σας το κάνει full screen. Οπότε ξανακάντε το από την αρχή και πατήστε την πρώτη πάνω αριστερά επιλογή που γράφει screen. Και μετά πατήστε το share.
Είναι εντάξει τώρα?
Ωραία. Ναι,
Perfect.
Αυτό ήθελε.
Μια χαρά.
ναι.
Very nice.
Ευχαριστώ.
Thank you for the
Ευχαριστούμε.
instruction. So, new emerging biological health risks and safety risks in modern times, and how this pandemic of coronavirus changed the way we work. Actually, the coronavirus pandemic changed so much about the way we work for millions of workers, millions of people, 2 years now and more and counting, and also changed the relationships, employees and employers, with the work itself. And when we speak about health, we have to have in mind about the World Health Organization definition of what is health. So when we speak about health, we speak about a state of complete physical, also mental and social well-being, and not only the absence of disease or infirmity. So it's not only the physical as we understand it. So when my body feels okay, when I'm healthy, it's not. For example, someone to be without to lost his job, the unemployment is actually a disease when we speak about this definition. So occupational health, it's my specialist because I'm an occupational physician, is to protect the health of people who work. And actually, this has to do with evaluating the total exposure of employees to virus risk factors, and to practice prevention, first, second, or third degree, to form strategies for this prevention, to identify priority areas for improvements in a working place, to advocating for increased funding for management to provide the best possible environment for staff. This has to do from buying more expensive or more ergonomic chairs or desktops to many other things like special programs of investing the health of people working in this working place. Also to provide support in a wider social issues as the organizational culture of living conditions outside of work. Also educating, all these educating programs has to do with occupational physician works, and incorporating total worker health promotion with all these parameters we talked before. And we have also to see that this pandemic 19 actually rocked out work and life, because we usually had to think about what is this work-life balance. Now the definitions may change in the future, and we have to speak about life-work balance. Now the workplace before COVID-19, it was a normal thing. Many managers used to have their own strategies, to form their own strategies. But after this, some of these managers aren't ready yet to realize the changes, and they have to change and not apply old principles and techniques to the new world and new society after this pandemic. Because of that, employees are in many times dissatisfied and disconnected. And this is mostly on younger generations. We talk about the millennials and the Generation Z, younger people, young employees, who actually doesn't want to get into this old culture and how we realize the working force and the working environment. So the pandemic made all of us realize that we have to reorganize our priorities when we talk about management in workplace, and that there is actually, we have to focus more to life than the work. This generation Z especially focusing that life is first than work. And unfortunately, many workplaces have not adapted fast enough to accommodate this new mindset that formed after COVID-19. And we have some new situations in many ways. One of the things we have to face in the next years coming, is that we have to do with a constantly increased number of older workers. As the modern insurance systems demands people to work until its 60s or even close to 70s to get their pension, we have to a world with all these new technologies. The remote working made this problem to be bigger. People had to work remotely. We had to get used to use tablets, smartphones, desktops, platforms. Even now, this conference for us right now, we use this Zoom, and we have to speak about 2 or 3 minutes to make my presentation clear to you. So even us that we are very familiar with these new technologies, sometimes we face problems using it. Imagine what that means for older people. So the influx of technology, we expect to affect employment opportunities, especially for older workers. And often existing job skills and knowledge become obsolete, and new knowledge and skills are required. And younger people are more capable to get these new skills, but older people, it's very difficult to do that. And the workers in the new era not only have to learn to use technical systems, but they also must learn new ways of performing jobs, and this is difficult. So the managements and the head HRs have to find solution for these problems, because if they will decide that they not anymore employ older workers, or they have to change the way we face older people and their capabilities and the restrictions. Also, something new, except of older people and Generation Z, is this flexible work, remote working. And it's not only the remote working, but we have to decide how much remote working will adapt in a working place, because modern ideas talk about hybrid remote working with partially remote work and partially physical present in the working place. So flexible work is something it was something strange for the working places and organizations and companies before this pandemic. And people were afraid to think about flexible work. But we had to stay in-house for 2.5 years. So now we're familiar with this, and we see that the flexible work is here to stay in this post-pandemic world. Flexible working options will be increasingly expected by employees, These hybrid remote schemes are here to stay also, and maybe it's the future. And in the future, work will be done according to this hybrid model, and will be largely detached from fixed working times and locations. This is an opportunity, and this is also a danger, because these expanded working times and locations, maybe it's a trap for the working force, and maybe this will lead to the next phenomena I will present you, and this is something new, all talking about. It's presentism and leavism that we'll see later on. So what is presentism? Actually is the act of culture of employees continue to work as a performative measure, despite having reduced productivity levels or negative consequences. And reducing productivity during presentism is often due to illness, injury, exhaustion, or other conditions, but also can describe working while contagiously sick, which has the added risk of creating a workplace epidemic. So presentism is actually, to make it more simple, to be in your working place, to be there without working, actually. A pathetic way of working, and this is something we have to find solutions about in the modern working places. Absenteeism, it's an older term, actually is a pattern of absence for a duty or obligation without good reason. And we see a continuously increasing rate of this phenomenon in modern working places. And leavism is also a new modern term. We see it after COVID-19, and actually is a phenomenon, a practice of employees using allocated time of such as annual leave entitlements, flexi hours, banking array, rostered rest days, and so on, to take time off when they are in fact unwell, or employees using these leave entitlements to look after their children or the elderly relatives, parents, or employees taking work home that cannot be completed in normal working hours, or employees working while not at work.
Sorry,
leave.
Dr. Thanasias, could you please conclude, because we don't have enough time.
Okay. So another one phenomenon is the quiet quitting. Quiet quitting is that people actually lose their interest in about working, and we talked about how the Generation Z prioritize the work. So there are here some steps leaders can take to solve some of these problems, and I will read for you fastly. Of course, the organization and companies have to make a deep risk assessment using new tools, new questionnaires to find what their employees think about their job, to cooperate with specialists like occupational physicians and psychiatrists and other specialists, to setting clear boundaries between work and personal time, to enabling policy-driving culture change and encouraging people to take their annual leave allocation to switch off and relax, to explain clearly what is the core of their job. It's clear what they have to do to be productive. And of course, we have to give, the managers have to give emphasis of maintaining positive mental and physical health, and allowing for boundaries to be set and respected, ensuring employees feel confident while they're doing their work, and they feel fine doing that. And of course, to listen their real needs and to complete the implementation of the new technologies to this way to be beneficial to both employers and employees. This will be with education. And for the older people, they have to educate them and to give them the proper time they need to adapt the new technologies and get familiar with it. So that was from me, and I'm sorry if I take more time from your schedule.